Last session that we did is quite a significant and a profound one that emerged on day one. So the practice can continue. Um, till about 10 minutes before, I was oscillating between two practices. Two options were there, and I couldn't really decide up until 5 minutes before. So I'm just choosing to go very basic today, extremely basic, so that the uh, basic nuances, because one of the things I'm also finding is some of the people who have been attending multiple courses and even doing the work for long, and even for me, it is the basics as well that we struggle with. So I'm just going to go that simple today. Let's see what evolves. So the first is I want you to differentiate between the sensations and the body itself. Okay, so uh, often a time when we're doing a process, we don't pay attention to the simple details. So first, what we're going to do is you can choose any part of your body, and in the beginning or even otherwise, even when you become like you've been doing the practice for years, I will always encourage you to use your hand, because there is no fudging here. It's very concrete. So as much as many a time during the day when we do the practice with our awareness, once in a while do it with your hands, which means you place your hands on a part of the body. So the first practice will be is you choose a part of your body and you place your hand there, and I want you to get the sensations. Okay. So that's number one. And two is I want you to learn to variate your awareness. So last week was very simple. It had not much of effort. Today we're going to bring in effort. But at any point of time, remember that the day one was our master session. The rest of it, I think we are going back on ABCD to plug in to arrive there where we started with. So number one is sensations. Okay. Number two is you want to take your awareness and learn to drop it from the surface to the depth. Okay. It's like you're diving in, surface to the depth, like go in, go in, go in. And I want you to observe the how the sensations variate. The kind of sensations on the surface will be different from what is inside. And as you go further, it will be different. The quality. So we're introducing a few things. First is sensation. Two is dive in. Three is quality. What is the quality that is present? So articulation is not so important, but just understanding so that we can work on it. So you can go in and the quality could be congested. The quality could be relaxed, or the quality could be holding vastness. So that we want to observe. Fourth is the entire thing is happening on your body. So at some point, you want to be able to flip, because most of the time we are lost on the sensations, the experience, which is the quality. We're lost there and we are playing with it. But we want to anchor ourselves on the body itself. We want to work with that substance. So you want to differentiate the sensations from the energy qualities and figure out, okay, so this is the substance itself. That's what we will do today. At a later session, we will look at subtle substance. At some point, I may also do this. Most of the time, our sensations are turned outward. So for example, many a time, very emotionally sensitive people, you'll constantly be absorbing something in the chest region, constantly. It's like we're interacting with somebody, it permeates through it actually, the body receives it through the sensations and it goes inside. Okay. And then we need to sit and work at it. So here it's a classical posture that comes in the yoga also, the tortoise, a posture which was the indrawing of the senses. We will do step one, step two of this. Today we'll learn to variate, keep the sensations turned outward, keep it turned inward. And how does it feel? So those are the things that I'm going to do. Any major questions you can ask? Otherwise, I'll go step by step. Okay, I think most of us here have been practicing. Okay, so we'll begin. Just close your eyes and connect with your body. And when you connect with your body, observe what is your first attitude with which you're connecting to your body. Be very truthful to yourself. Is it mechanical? Is it a joy? Is it a frustration, which means I've been working for long? Something is occurring, something is not occurring. Or you touch your body like as if you're touching the divine, as if you're touching the mother. Does your attitude has, what is the automatic baseline attitude that you're bringing to your body? Observe. How much of mechanicalness is there? How much of reverence is there? How much of love is there when you touch the body? So I'm going to keep quiet for 5 minutes. I want you to variate your attitude and I want you to see how the body responds. Body is a very living being. So if there is less love, I want you to increase the love. If there is a bit of mechanicalness, I want you to become very conscious. If you're just touching the body with your awareness in a random way, try and bring the attitude that it is very sacred. And when you shift these attitudes, see how your body responds back. I want you to observe how just by varying the attitude towards the body's response differs. And then all of us would have felt a neutral, loving, healing hand in our body even once. Or we would have felt a divine touch. Even 1 second, if the body has experienced it, in its inner intelligence, it'll know how to do that. So remembering that neutral, loving touch of somebody or of the divine. Tune to that frequency and touch your own body with the same quality and see how your body responds. Give that healing divine touch. Your body in the inner would know regions in your body which are not well, and see how your body responds. This attitude and this touch is very important. It's not so much about the steps, how we are inwardly touching the body. Take a minute and close this for now. And then we'll take a pause. If there's any question, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll go to the next exploration. Any major question? Okay. The second exploration we're going to do something before what I said. We're going to do two things now, and we'll do one after the other. There's a lot of history that our body carries about how the body is, what the doctors have said about it, what we have read about it, etc., etc. All of this is useless when it comes to the body work. It becomes a hindrance when it comes to the inner body work. When it comes to the medicinal system, we will use it. When it comes to exercises, we'll use that intelligence. But when it comes to the body work, the history that comes from the mind prevents us from actually taking our awareness to go deeper, because even as we are going in, we get caught on the loop of the history. Okay. So we're just going to explore that aspect. Now, one of the simplest ways I've been exploring to work on this is to use the space element around us, the vastness and the space element around us. And I have shared in some of the courses that in the book 10 Cosmic Powers, which is about the 10 goddesses, primary goddesses, one of the goddesses by name Bhuvaneshwari is referred as space. So forgetting all those details, space is a goddess dimension. So it can hold. So we all have done this exercise of vastness, but that we do it sensorially. We expand sensorially and we get a space of vastness, or when we are not confined, we feel free, we feel vast. But this is not that. This is entering a presence. This is feeling that space around you. This is feeling that vastness around you and almost infinite, and learning to trust this, that you are carried in this space, you're carried in this vastness. So what we'll do is first we will explore this, and then we will take our awareness from head to toe. A lot of history will come. As the history comes, including labeling that this is your problem or this is the challenge, the labeling that is there. Because the moment you believe in the label, there is a vibrational field that we enter. So you pass through your body and all the history that arises, you want to step back and rest it on the vast space. Now, this detailing is important. I want you to feel as if like you're carrying a weight. And if you give the weight to somebody in your hand, you will feel that the weight is not there. It should be like that. We should practice in a way that there is history, and I step back and I'm feeling the space and the vastness, and I'm resting in the history there. To some extent, the history load should feel less inside. That's when you've got the knack of it. If there's any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, so we'll begin. Kindly close your eyes. We'll first get a hang of the space, and then we will travel through the body. It's a very simple exercise. Just connect to your body, more so at the skin level, and just be aware of your body first. And then all that is not your body just, since we are so caught up inside us, we feel that everything is happening here. But as far as the world is concerned, this is a very tiny thing. So all that is not the body is there in space, is there in that vastness, infinite. Not just the humans, but otherwise, universe, nature, cosmic, divine. Very quietly get a feeling of the space dimension and treat it as a divine presence. How does it feel like, the space as a presence? You're using your inner senses to put your attention around outside you, but you're using your kinesthetic feeling to feel this space, to relate to this space. Like there is gravity, there is this space. What quality you feel in this space now? There could be a feeling of expansion, there could be a feeling of silence, there could be a feeling of something moving, space. Definitely attempt to feel that infinity or wideness or stretchedness. Now, connect to the divine outside you in the space. So it's almost like you're invoking the divine in the space. Divine is always there, but you're highlighting that component. Like you can connect the space to the above, you can connect to the space to Mother and Bindu. So all this actually do it. So you're feeling the space, you're remembering, let's say, for example, Mother and Bindu. You're feeling their presence or you're feeling their subtle body and you're connecting the space to them. When you connect to the divine in the space, see what newer quality or color comes into the space around you. Now, move your awareness a little bit in this space, and we'll do it in this manner. Stretch your awareness to the infinity of the space. It's almost like you just spread it out into the infinity of the space. And then just bring your awareness through the space back, but don't enter your body. You're just touching your skin. And then once again, open your awareness and stretch through the infinity of space on the left, right, front, back, all directions, whatever is possible. Touching the infinity intuitively, and then gather back your awareness, bring it back, but just touch the outer of your body. Do this a few times. And just relax that and see what quality now has got formed in that space. You have the space, you have the divine. You just played around a little bit with expansion and contraction in the space. How does it feel like? Is it more tangible around you? What qualities does it have? You can even utter a sound or a mantra in this space and see how the quality is. Any mantra, Aum or Ma or whatever you want, chant it across the space and see how the space feels like. Okay. Before we begin the thought work, just see how your body feels to be within this space. How does your body feel to exist within the space that you're thus prepared like this? In general, the body would feel good. And one of the things we will learn is before we work on the body is to prepare the space around it. The space already is there. By doing this, we get a certain richness. Now we'll slowly begin the thought exercise, which is to drop the interference of thoughts when we do body work. So I'll be quiet for about 5-6 minutes. You take your awareness from head to toe. As you pass, you'll get the entire history, the memory, the labeling, the problem's name, the symptoms, what's going to happen. But all of that has formations. So this is where you have to get the knack. The moment you become aware of the history, step back and place the history on the space. You can even use your hand if you want, so that you feel that, let's say you're going through your head and you see that, okay, so there's a pain somewhere and there was an injury. So all this is history. So just step back and it's almost like with your subtle hands, you place the history on the space, vastness, and you should feel the transference as if you're surrendering to this divine dimension, relaxing, letting go. You're handing over to this vastness space and you're allowing it to be pointing upward. Slowly do this from head to toe at your own pace. Become aware of the history, become aware of the space, hand the history over to the space. And if you're truly doing it, there'll be a little lightness. And then leave the history pointed upward to the divine. You're on your own for 5 to 7 minutes. See how your body feels now. See how your body is. And allow the process to close by itself for now. And we'll take a minute break. If there's any question you can ask.
I know when you asked us to be aware of the skin and the body and then the vastness. So along with the vastness, also the um, density or at least the awareness of the body also seemed to increase. It didn't diminish the expansion or the widening or the lightness, but then the density of the body also seemed to increase in a nice sort of way.
Which is perfect. Um, so, uh, so what I'm now understanding is that uh, when we work within the body, I think before that, like no matter what you do, if your room is not clean, health is not okay. In a similar manner, there are two things that we're doing here. One is to feel this dimension of space and try and see if we could be with that feeling most of the time. That's what we're attempting. Two is prepare the closer space around us, through by connecting you to the divine, etc. And this creates a buffer and a healing element and all of that stuff. This relaxes the body. And for those of us who have been doing work for some time, immediately you go to the positive dimension of density of the body, which is good. And for others, you will have a different feeling like ease or relaxedness, and density coming is good. So this is this laying the space, these two dimensions, feel the space infinity and the closer aspect of the space to really work on and live the day through that is something that is emerging. So that is good, Shilpa. Yeah. Any other questions before I move forward? Okay. So I'm going to do something important. I've not done like this so far, but also now what I'm doing is I'm reading a lot of the yoga books which go very deep, yoga siddhar books which go very deep on the body, and thus I'm understanding how to bring some of the traditional practices into our body work. So we're going to do a practice now, and I'm going to leave this entire week for you to research on it. I'm going to add what I introduced. So one is, yeah, we'll go to a few parts of the body, become aware of sensations. That's fine. But I'm adding another element. I want you to observe the senses as different from sensations. Okay. So let's do it like this. Okay. So you keep your awareness on the skin, roughly. We'll begin there to get a little bit of expertise, and then we'll see what to do. So your awareness is on the skin, and you're aware with so there is a inner sight, there's a inner ear that's kind of hearing, there's an inner felt sense, etc. So uh, there are these, so the eye that we find here, all parts of our body have the inner eye, inner ear. They can sense inwardly or outwardly, right? Let's say if somebody's coming, you're walking and somebody's coming to hit you on the back, these regions sense it, and if you are aware, you just move away. So there is a sensing that is occurring in all parts of the body always. So that is the inner sense. This is different from sensations. So for example, if I go here or here, anywhere in my body, I be on my skin and I turn my awareness inward. We're putting about 2, 3 steps together here. Normally, what happens is when you say you're not aware of your body, which is the case for most of us most of the time, when we are not aware of our body, it simply means that we are facing into the world through in the form of thoughts, emotions, feelings. We'll feel other people whom we are close with or we are not comfortable with. There'll be all kinds of rotations that occur, which simply means our sense is turned outward. That is the traffic that goes on. For the body work, we turn the sense inward. Okay, so sense is turned inward. From the level of the skin, we want to build this expertise to keep the sense turned inward for longer periods of time, even throughout the day, if possible, here and there. Sense turned inward. The sense is different from sensations. So there are sensations, okay, that come. I go inside, I see some places that are light, I see some places that are dark, okay? These are sensations. Uh, there is a sense, inner sense, there are sensations. The third is I'm keeping the I'm keeping the senses turned inward. That is the third. Fourth is I can now extend the senses. Like, so for example, I'm sitting here, I can really extend my hearing and I can hear far away. In a similar manner, inwardly, I'm extending my sense and I can become aware of sensations deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in the body. These are the 4 things we're going to do. I'll repeat it anyway again next session. Any doubts, let me know on this. Okay, so I'll guide you. We'll see what occurs. Close your eyes. Just become aware of your body. And first, just simply pass your awareness through your, let's say, the skin layer. And just get the sense of the senses turned inward. Senses turned inward. There's something that is feeling inside you. There's something that is seeing inside you. There is something that is hearing inside you. Hearing your inside. Seeing your inside. Feeling your inside. This is your senses. Just pass your awareness through your skin and get in touch with the senses. which would actually mean that you pass through the different paths and see inside and feel inside. And what you're actually now in touch with is your inner senses, or rather your senses turned inward. Request the grace of time so that you can keep the senses turned inward for a longer period of time. See how your body responds. When you keep your senses turned inward, how does your body respond to it? Now we're going to do the practice in one part of your body. See, take a part where there is some pain, or there is some illnesses, or there is some heaviness that is stored in the body. And simply now come to that region. Maybe you can take the region on all the sides, front, back, side. Just become aware of the skin around the region, front, back, left and right, and become aware of the senses. Keep it turned inward. The senses are seeing, hearing, feeling. Differentiate that with the sensations. For example, pain is a sensation. A dark color is a sensation. A light there is a sensation. Something tight is a sensation. So differentiate the sense turned inward, which is sensing the region, from the sensations. Okay, now, so there is space around you, and then on the periphery, for now, you have the senses turned inward, and then there is sensations. Now, the senses, train it to be very quiet and steady. pass your breath on the senses so that no matter what the pain is, no matter what the sensation is, good or bad, the senses are very steady and they are simply sensing. So pass your breath through the senses, aspiring and requesting that they are very steady. It's almost like you're massaging the sensorial faculty to be calm and steady. And as you're doing that, allow all sensations to open up. Normally we block because we get overwhelmed with the problems that are inside and you don't want to face it, etc. So there's a lot of subconscious blocking also. Just be vulnerable, allow the sensations to open up, and train the senses to be neutral, to simply just be present, while any sensation can open up and show itself up. Now pass your awareness a little bit in and around the region, which basically simply means you're extending your senses. Your senses are extremely flexible, fluid. So you're taking the senses and you're just exploring the domain here and there around. And always you're breathing into the senses and training it to be quiet and neutral. But whatever sensation, whatever is the challenge there, can just show up to you and it doesn't affect you because your senses are steady now. Clearly remember to differentiate the senses, which is extending, and the sensations. Often the senses extended will be very close to the sensations, but differentiate the senses experientially from the sensations. Now, with whatever possibility you have, extend your senses to go deeper and deeper into the region. Wherever there's pain or wherever there's the limitation, stiffness, whatsoever, permeate your senses within and within and within, and become aware of what sensations are there as you go deeper. Continuing to keep your extended senses neutral with your breath on it. Any sensation is okay, just become aware. As you go in, some parts open up, some parts are stuck. And that stuckness is a sensation. Just allow it to be there. Keep your extended senses neutral and keep going really to the depth in that region. And when you go like this, when you extend your senses deep in the region, either two things will occur. As you go deeper, the sensations will reduce and the place will become quieter, but you may still be in the physical body, or you may just suddenly enter into the subtle body, which is more lit, which has more light, which has more divine by itself. Either way, it is fine for now. Wherever you reach in the deeper regions, which is either quiet or the entry of the subtle body, just utter a chant or a sound which is divine to you. It could be Ma, it could be which simply means that you're offering this space to the divine. Utter a sound or a chant, which simply means you're taking this space and you're offering it to the divine. Slowly let the process continue on its own over time. And if you wish to continue further, we're almost at the end of our hour. If you wish to continue further, you can continue. Else, you can slowly withdraw your senses and keep it on the periphery of the body, turned inward. See how your body feels in that part and overall. Just make a prayer or an aspiration, and these really work, saying that you wish the body to hold more of the divine qualities in every nook and corner. That your body wants to hold the divine qualities in every nook and corner, and you're willing to invest your entire life in love of the divine to do this practice. I leave you on your own, take your time, and whenever you feel the process is complete, you can close and continue this through this week.